What is up, Filmspiration Nation? If you guys haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell. That way you're notified next time I make a new video. Oh man, the adventures of being a news cameraman. I got word that I have an extremely early assignment, a very special assignment. If you guys live in the Southern Arizona area, you will know what the big news is. Tomorrow, April 11th, 2020, August 11th, 2020. So without saying so, I got to go to bed very early because I got to get up very early. But I wanted to talk to you guys just a little bit with regards to, Filmspiration, where it's been, what I've been doing, but more importantly, I want to hear from you guys and gals. Here's what I mean. So what I've done with Filmspiration is on one hand, I've always made films, short films, one feature film, working on the second feature right now, bunch of short form comedy skits, etc. throughout the years. So there's that main thing I've always done, but I've also, within the past bunch of years have gotten pretty serious about doing something more where, it basically Filmspiration, where, I tell the stories of the storytellers. And I am so grateful to every single person throughout the years who have said, yeah, I'll give you a little bit of my time, Edgar. What do you want to talk about, my movie or whatnot? And so a lot of times it's basically been a lot of conversations and very enriching, very valuable conversations with a lot of other filmmakers. But I want to know what else you want to see out of me, because I put the question out there on YouTube and got a great response. The question was, what else can I be doing? What else would you like to see out of me? One of the responses I got was from a fellow filmmaker. This person said, hey, how about some behind the scenes tidbits of how you shot this movie or how you shot this scene, or talk to me about the lighting or the audio or the microphone or the location or the actors, or, how they prepared for the scene, etc. And funny, because I had been thinking about doing something like that, except it wasn't until I got my recent technology that I saw that how possible that was. And so that's why if you go to the how-to playlist on my channel, you will go ahead and find, I've done, I want to say about one or two, where basically I call them walkthroughs, exactly that, like how we shot this scene, or, the story behind this location, or how this and that came about. And so I actually really, really had a great time doing that. I think I've done one at the very least. Another thing that I started doing was, I just wanted to be full on transparent with regards to the part of the show that's called The Process, because it's called Filmspiration, The Process. So, you guys, I don't want you to get the wrong idea just because you guys see a lot of talking heads. And I don't want to put the wrong idea out there that just because you guys see a lot of talking heads, that's all it is, because originally, at my core, I, like many of the people who've been gracious enough to be on Filmspiration, am also a filmmaker at root. But here's the thing, you got to be a filmmaker, but you also have to be, in this new world where you offer constant content on a regular basis, which that's what Filmspiration is. And so what better than to try to help and promote other filmmakers and other film-related or visual crafts-related people that I know. So it kind of worked out that way in a funny sense, but I'm originally also a filmmaker. And so the challenge is, in the morning, get up super early, sometimes 4, sometimes 5 a.m., start editing, bang out a scene, as I did this morning up until about 8:30 a.m. And then, go to work during the day, and then come home and do Filmspiration and other stuff in the evenings. Except this evening, it's going to be a whole lot shorter because I got to go to sleep because I've got my special assignment tomorrow morning. But so yeah, so in that editing process, I said, screw, why not? Like, maybe somebody out there is going to be interested in how I edit. Am I the world's greatest editor or the world's greatest film director? No and no. Like, I don't ever want to say that I'm the greatest at this or I'm the greatest at that, because then that sucks, in the sense that I don't ever want to sound or feel or look like I think that I'm like at the pinnacle of my whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I want to constantly be working on how I can always improve, how I can always outdo the previous thing that I did. maybe last year, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, etc. Always take the next step and improve upon my body of work. And so that's why I thought, like I'm just going to show the editing. And so if you go to that list also in the how to, I'm basically, doing some raw editing. Like for all you junkies out there who like to watch the editing process, this is your show right here. I've done about 3 or 4 of those, I want to say, if at the very least 3. And, I hope you guys are enjoying that, because that's another idea that I had for content is, let's just show the process. Like this is the actual literal, like the process. So, I'm not giving away significant details of the storyline. So I'm totally cool with, showing you guys, this is how I did this scene and this is how, stuff like that. Um, literally step by step, edit by edit, and cut by cut. Except I started with the scenes already pre-done by the time I got my new technology, my new tower, slap the camera on there, etc. So what we're really doing is audio regulation and also color correction, and also audio cleanup too. But here we go. Those 3 ideas, interviews, the walking you through the scenes of content that I've already created, that's already done. I enjoy that too. I enjoy the editing process as well. That's super meticulous. I go super deep. But those are 3 ideas that I have. I've got a whole bunch. Man, look at how whacked out my hair is. All those waves. Anyway, who cares? Um, those are 3 ideas that I've got. I want to hear out of you guys, what other ideas you would like to see out of me. Um, I could take more shots in the dark, but I just want to ask you guys directly. I'm looking forward to trying some basic, as a cameraman for broadcast news television for 17 years now. I am confident in saying that I do know something about camera work, something about editing, something about lighting, the audio. Am I a master of all these things? Again, no. But so because of that, I feel happy to announce that, I'll be doing, like, this is how to shoot basic shots, or, just basic stuff. Or at least to start off with that, and then we'll go into other things later on. But, for all of you out there who maybe just want to pick up a camera, if you have a DSLR, if not that, maybe just your cell phone, that's perfectly fine too. I'm looking forward to doing that, but I want to hear from you also. And so there you go. I just rattled off a 4th idea, 3 of which are implemented now. One, when I get a slower weekend, I like this past weekend, but when I get a slower weekend, I'm going to definitely implement that. The basics of shooting, maybe the basics of editing. What do you guys need from me? How can I help you? How can I help you as a filmmaker in your process, in your journey? How can I help you grow? Because I know that there are a lot of gurus who make much better videos than mine, but I kind of take like the raw, gritty, like straight up, like no editing type of approach. Like this is the real unfiltered, most of the times, basically unedited me and my life and my process and my journey. And so it's not just about my process though. I'm just putting what I have to put out there. I've been doing this for, honestly, like, the second phase of it, from honestly the age of 22 till now, to the age of 39. And, from 2002 to 2020. But also, from up until 22, I have my pre-period, which is where I basically started to pick up video cameras and editing systems, mainly my dad's old VHS, what was it, a Panasonic, and, edit on VCRs and whatnot. So those are the 2 different eras that I just, that's been my process. But I want to know, how can I help you? Because I don't want it to be just about me. It's not just my journey. If you've ever wanted to make films out there, if you've ever wanted to, just tell a story, but you don't know how, or you don't know the basics of how, I want to know what you need out of me, or how I can help you. Tell me how I can help you in your journey, in your process. That's ultimately the most important part. So I know I'm really good at rambling on and blah, 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 right? But it comes down to this. There's my journey or my process, great, but I want to know how I can help you in your process. How can I help your process? How can I help you? Please let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see out of me. Given the time, the energy, the resources that I have, and I'll see what I can do. That's literally what I got for you. So everyone, thank you so much for always being aboard. Been doing this for a long time, but not formally as film inspiration until with the graphics and everything until recently. But you guys, thank you so much for computer. I thought it was going to shut down. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here on Film Inspiration. I know you don't have to. I know you don't need to hit that subscribe button, but I appreciate it, you guys. I don't have super fancy videos. This is just my truth, my process. Excuse me, my process, my journey, my real burps, half burp that I held in. That's what I'm bringing to the table, and I do thank you for coming along that ride in this journey as I do that. So everyone, thank you so much. Please leave a comment. I literally read all the comments every day, which are not many at this point in time, but leave me a comment. It's one of the first things that I check every time I log into YouTube. And I love when there's a comment because I like to respond to the comments. Let me know how I can help you in your journey in the comments. Everyone, thank you so much. I love you. I will talk to you guys later. And again, if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell. That way you're notified next time I make a new video. I love you guys all. Talk to you guys later. Run out there, do your thing, tell your stories. Don't ask for anyone's blessing or anyone's permission. Adios.